Hey guys, I'm Kristen. Thanks for tuning in today. We are going to be cooking tacos using TVP. And if you haven't heard of TVP before, it stands for textured vegetable protein. So it can also be called textured soy protein, which is basically just soy flour that has been defatted. So it contains zero fat. It's a great option to use instead of meat if you're trying to lower your fat intake or your cholesterol intake. But this is what it looks like. We are going to be using Bob's Red Mill brand. So these are kind of like the TVP flakes. And once you rehydrate them, they'll turn into kind of similar texture as ground meat would. A lot of vegetarians like to use TVP because it is a complete protein. So it contains all of the 9 essential amino acids that our body needs. So to get started, I'm just gonna follow the basic cooking instructions that are on the back of this Bob's Red Mill package to rehydrate my TVP flakes. Okay, so I've got my mixing bowl here and I'm gonna add in a cup of my TVP flakes. Now I've got my water, it's boiling hot. It doesn't have to be to the point where it's boiling as long as it's hot. So this I'm just going to pour over the TVP flakes here. We're just gonna pour this over and then we're just gonna let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes so that it will rehydrate. All right, so our next step is we're going to saute our onions and garlic. So the first thing we're gonna do is using a large pan, we're gonna turn our heat up to medium and then we're gonna measure out 2 tablespoons of oil. So I'm using this Good and Gather avocado oil. It's got a high smoke point, so this one will work well. All right, and then the next thing we're gonna do is add in our onion. So I've got about a medium size onion that's been diced. So we're just gonna add this. And we're just going to cook this for about 5 to 10 minutes until the onion becomes translucent. All right, so our onions look almost done. They are translucent, you can kind of see, definitely very fragrant. We're gonna add in our cloves of garlic now. So I'm gonna add in 2 cloves of garlic, and I like to get, it's just a lot easier to get this frozen crushed garlic cubes. So you can find these in the freezer section of the grocery store. But we're just gonna do this and we can just kind of pop out 2 of these. You can definitely do more garlic if you want. So we're just going to stir this in and just kind of cook it for just about 2 minutes, just until the garlic becomes really fragrant. So now that we've got our garlic and our onions cooked, we are going to stir in our rehydrated TVP taco meat now. So it's absorbed all of the water and this is what it looks like. We're just gonna add this to our pan. So you can see how it turns into these little meat crumbles once it becomes rehydrated. And we're just gonna continue to stir this over medium heat, and we're gonna add in our other seasonings now as well. So the first thing I'm gonna add in is some cumin. So we're gonna do a half of a teaspoon of the cumin. And here we go. So we've got a half a teaspoon cumin. And then I'm gonna do a teaspoon of my chili powder. Okay, and then I'm also gonna add in, I've got a mixture here of 1 tablespoon of pure maple syrup, and then 2 tablespoons of low sodium tamari sauce. So tamari sauce is like the gluten-free version of soy sauce. So we're gonna be adding this in now. And then I've also got 2 tablespoons of, this is low sodium, low sugar ketchup. And we're just gonna stir all this together and let it, just give it some time, let the TVP have some time to kind of absorb the flavors of everything. And you can also use like a low sodium taco seasoning if you have one that you really like. So you can kind of see, like, it really does resemble ground meat. It's crazy how much it takes on the same look and texture. So we're just gonna give this some time to just kind of simmer. I'm gonna reduce my heat down to very low and just like let it kind of simmer for a few minutes, just so it can absorb all of those flavors. All right, so we've got our TVP taco meat made. So now is the fun part. Now we're gonna get to dress up our little romaine heart lettuce boats. So you can see I've got my romaine lettuce leaves here. We're gonna use this kind of like little lettuce boats for our taco meat. And these are just some of the different toppings. You could use really just so many different things. I'm gonna be using avocado, which is like a healthy fat. We've got some chopped up bell pepper, and then some fresh tomato and cilantro. Okay, so I'm gonna add my ground TVP meat to my lettuce. Just make, it's kind of enough to just kind of put in the center there. I'm gonna add some fresh tomato. And then you could do like some low fat, like plain Greek yogurt on top even. So you can kind of just get creative. And then I'm just kind of loading these up. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle on some of this nutritional yeast, just because I like how it looks and it tastes really good. So if you wanna add that cheesy flavor. So this is our finished product. You guys, these are really, really good. I hope that you guys had fun learning about TVP today and have fun making this recipe at home with your family. It's super easy and very healthy. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Cheers.